Alrighty, making sure that I am live. It says that I am live here. Making sure that my cameras are working. It looks like it is. Perfect. Just gonna send out my going live announcements here real quick. Also, to actually get the link going. Oh, perfect. I am live, so... Text. It's there. It's there. That's here. And then one more. There we go. Alrighty. I should be all set to go now. Alright. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my later than normal live stream for opening up Magic the Gathering product. Today is finally time for me to open up Final Fantasy, the biggest crossover set in Magic's history, easily eclipsing Lord of the Rings. And also Magic the Gathering's best-selling set of all time. Like, it was the best-selling set even when the pre-orders, even when it was just pre-orders, it was the best-selling set. So I've played the pre-release. I've done two. I had a giant pre-release, and I've also done the regular draft. I've been really enjoying this set, even though I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. I've actually never played a game of Final Fantasy. But I've just been having so much fun with this set, I might actually start playing, like finding some Final Fantasy games to play. So, with that being said, we're going to get right into this. You may notice I am using a new headphones with a microphone. Got this a couple of months ago, been using it for guesting on other people's streams, so... OBS says that it's picking up the microphone right here. If you notice any issues with the audio, please let me know. It's the first time using it streaming like this. So, if you are new to the channel, new to me opening up a stream stuff here, we've got a bundle that we're going to open up first. Then we're going to open up an entire play booster box, and we're going to finish out the stream by opening up one collector booster pack. So we're going to set these two off to the side first, and we're going to start with this bundle. So everything that is included in the bundle, we've got our fabulous oversized spin down D20. We've got 9 play booster packs. Our regular foil, our traditional foil, and regular basic lands, which I'm very excited to get. Hopefully that includes the wastes. I'm assuming it does. If it's 16 of each, there's 3 full art basics for each, for plains, islands, swamps, forest, and mountains, and then there should also be wastes. There's the box, obviously, and then there's 2 traditional foil extended art legends, which apparently the bundles are the only way to get foil extended art legendary creatures. Which is why some of the cards that normally aren't very expensive suddenly shoot up to like $70 plus, especially if it's like Vivi. If you manage to get a foil extended art VV, that's nearly, I think it's close to $500 right now. So that's very exciting. On the box, it's displaying Lightning Army of One and Sephiroth. I don't know if that means that that's what's in here. I haven't looked at any other bundles to see if it's the exact same or if they just picked two legends to put on the back. But we're going to find out very quickly. So let's go ahead. Let's get this opened up. So I think part of the fun with this set is that we do actually have a proper bonus sheet in this set, and that is the Final Fantasy Through the Ages, which is a bunch of reprints of older cards, cards that have been released previously in Magic that have been given Final Fantasy updates, and some of them have been very fun. Like right here, this Newfound Adventure, it's a Farseek, but it just looks so pretty. Honestly, I think that's my, aside from the gameplay, I think my favorite part of the Final Fantasy set has been the artwork, because the artwork has just been so beautiful. Like, they very clearly knew what they were doing with this. Alright, so they've mixed up the boosters and the lands. You can see they're kind of all spread out here. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So here are all of our play boosters for the bundle. Here's our cool little oversized D20. The 1 is the Planeswalker symbol. And then that 20 up here is a Moogle. I did not know what a Moogle was before I played the Final Fantasy set, so very fun. Alright. I'm going to open up both of these because I'm sure both of these have one of these has the fun boosters. Because yeah, there's no booster, there's no bundle specific promo for this set. Alright, so yeah, we've got here's the 3 different planes, 3 different islands, the swamps, mountains, forests, and yep, does come with a waste. So this other one is going to be our foils, which should also include our foil extended art legends. Take a look here. Yep. Yep, so there's all of our lands. And then our 2 extended art legends here. We've got Snow Villiers. There's a X3 Human Rebel Monk. Powers equal to the number of creatures you control. And then we've got Noctis, Prince of Lucius. I am probably going to butcher some of these names. Just a fair warning. Noctis, Prince of Lucius. 4/3 human mobile with lifelink. You may cast artifact spells from your graveyard by paying 3 life in addition to paying their other costs. If you cast a spell this way, that artifact enters with a finality counter. So pretty good. Pretty good stuff there. Apologies, my cat decided to try and eat some of the wrapping. Oh yeah, almost forgot that we get cool artwork. So this is a big little poster, a little poster with a big artwork of Sephiroth and then Lightning. So those 2 were just the legends that they decided to pull from the list of potential cards that you can get from the bundle to show off. So yeah. I'm not too sure how much these are worth, but based on what I've been seeing, the trends, these 2, the Snow Villiers and the Noctis, are probably going to be worth a lot. Don't know if I'll sell them. I guess it'll just depend. So, let's go ahead, open up this first pack right here. Alright, so we have Q-Trup Fourier. Q-Trup Fourier. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be butchering some of these names. 3/2 Zombie Horror. When this creature enters, choose 1. Destroy target creature that was dealt damage this turn. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. Very good. Multifaceted creature with an ETB. Commune with Beavers.
Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal an artifact, creature, or land from among them. Put them in your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Nice way to look 3 cards deep. Very good. Ice Plan. I've played with this card a lot so far in Limited, and it is a fantastic card. 5/4 Elemental Ooze. When this creature enters, tap target artifact or creature an opponent controls, put a stun counter on it, and then you can island cycle it from your hand for 2 to go get a basic. Summon Choco Mod. Now this is a new thing for Final Fantasy, because Final Fantasy, one thing that I know is that you have summons, which is like you have a spell that summons a powerful creature, it does some damage to the opponent, to your enemies, and then it disappears. So what they did is they took the summons and put them into sagas, which have chapters on them that you go through all the chapters, and then this creature sacrifices itself, so it goes away like a summon would. I really like how they did that mechanic. I think that's really cool. So, it's a 3/3 Saga Bird Moogle. And all 4 chapters of this are the same. Other creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. It's a pretty easy one to understand. Item Shopkeep. 2/2 Human Citizen. Whenever you attack, target attacking equipped creature gains menace until end of turn. That's very good for evasion stuff. Adventurer's Airship. 3/2 vehicle with flying. When this vehicle attacks, draw a card from this card and has crew 2. Vane's Treachery. 1 in the black for an instant with Kicker. Sacrifice an artifact or creature. Which kickers are additional costs that you can, optional costs that you can pay as you cast the spell to get a different effect. So, target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. If this spell was kicked, that creature gets -6/-6 until end of turn. It's a pretty powerful effect. Oron's Inspiration. 2 and a white for an instant. Attacking creatures get +2/+0 until end of turn, and it has flashback for 2 and 2 white. Now, something that I know about the flashback, there's a bunch of flashback cards in this set. They said that any card that has flashback is like an actual flashback during one point of the game, which for this one is from Final Fantasy X. And the reason I know that is because at the bottom of each card, I don't know if the camera will focus, but right here next to the set number, it will tell you which Final Fantasy game the cards come from. So FFX, that's Final Fantasy X. And like this one, Travel the Overworld, is from Final Fantasy V, the FFV. So this is a 7-mana sorcery, though it has affinity for towns, which is a new land subtype. So if you have 5 towns on the field, this only costs 2 blue, and it draws you 4 cards, which is very good. All Bad Salvagers, 2/3 Human Artificer Warrior. When this creature or another creature or artifact you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Alright, first rare of all these pack openings, we've got Vaughn Street Thief. This is from Final Fantasy XII. He's a 2/2 Human Scout. Whenever 1 or more scouts, pirates, and or rogues you control deal combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. You may cast it if you don't create a treasure token. Whenever you cast a spell you don't own, put a +1/+1 counter on each scout, pirate, and rogue you control. That's pretty good, but we also got a double rare, or in this case a mythic. I faced off against this in the most recent standard event at LGS, and this is pretty powerful. This is Yuna Hope of Spira. This is from Final Fantasy X. A 3/5 human cleric for 3 green-white. During your turn, Yuna and enchantment creatures you control have trample, lifelink, and ward 2. And at the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target enchantment card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Finality counters, I forgot to mention it with Noctis, but finality counters, if you don't know, a permanent with a finality counter, if it would be put into the graveyard, it gets exiled instead. So that's pretty cool. We have a foil. This is Kina Q Gourmet. The 2/3 Q, which is another new creature type in addition to Moogles for the set. If 1 or more tokens would be created under your control, those tokens plus a 1/1 green frog creature token are created instead, and you can pay 2 to sacrifice a frog to put a counter on Kina. And then we got a full art mountain. Ooh, we got a stamped art card for Together Forever. This is pretty cool, very nice. Alright, and that's just the first pack. We've got a whole bunch else to go through, so let's get to it. Alright, Warrior Sword. This is an artifact equipment with job select. So this is the newest in the line of effects that on our equipment that when it enters, it creates a token and then immediately equips itself to it. We had the Phyrexian germs from the Phyrexia sets. We had 4 Mirrodin from All Will Be One with the Rebels, and now we've got Job Select, which makes a 1/1 hero, and then equips the equipment to it. So, equipped creature gets +3/+2 and is a warrior in addition to its other types, and it also has equipped for 5. So that's a fun thing with Job Select, is that it bestows the equipment bestows another type onto the creatures. I like that ability. Alright. Resentful Revelation. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard, and it has flashback for 7. It's a pretty good card, in my opinion. Chocobo Kick. 1 in a green, and has kicker, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. If this spell was kicked, the creature you control deals twice that much damage instead. It's a very powerful effect, in my opinion. Checking something real quick with my screen. 1 second. Okay, we're all good. Dreams of Laguna. 1 in a blue for an instant, surveil 1, then draw a card, and then flashback for 4. Paladin Arms, another job select equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+1, has ward 1, and is a knight. And equipped for 4. Sabo Tender, the 2/1 plant with reach and a landfall ability. Whenever a land you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. And a third job select card, White Mage's Staff. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has whenever this creature attacks you gain life, and is a cleric in addition to its other types, and equips for 3. Here we have Garnet, Princess of Alexandria, 2/2 human noble cleric with lifelink. Whenever Garnet attacks, you may remove a lore character from each of any number of sagas you control. Put a +1/+1 counter on Garnet for each lore counter removed this way. This is going to be a fun Silesian deck for people to build. Relentless XATM092 is a 6/5 robot spider. This creature can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures, and it has 8 mana. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped with a finality counter. Samurai's Katana. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has trample and haste, and is a samurai in addition to its other types. This is one of a small cycle of cards in this set of side quest enchantment. So side quest, catch a fish. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's an artifact or creature card, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. If you put a card into your hand this way, create a feud token and transform this enchantment. Okay, it's Noctis. I am Noctis, Prince of Lucius and King of Fishing. And then this turns into a land. Cooking Campsite. Tap for white, and you can pay 3, tap, sacrifice an artifact, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Very good effect indeed, especially if you're going wide. Alrighty, we got another good card here. Bartz and Boko. 4/3 human bird, affinity for birds. When Bartz and Boko enters, each other bird you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. That's a bird synergy. So I'm going to expect to see a lot of birds decks in the future, both in Standard and Commander. Foil Rook Turret. 3/3 construct with flying. Whenever another artifact you control enters, you may draw a card. You do discard a card. Here's one of the new towns that has been introduced for Final Fantasy. We have Guadosalam, Far Plain Gateway. enters tapped and taps for either green or blue. Most of the regular towns are going to enter tapped because they're dual land, so they provide some extra ramp. And then here we have one of the hero tokens, as well as a wizard token on the back. I still don't know how I feel about all the tokens being double-sided. It makes sense for like making sure people get a wider variety of tokens, but also like I feel like the bundle, if you're already giving out a full set of basic lands in the bundles, you should also just give out a full set of tokens. Alright, Marlboro, 4 and 2 black for a plant horror 4/4. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card, loses 2 life, and exiles the top 3 cards of their library. Also has Swamp Cycling for 2. This is a card that you really want to play. You don't want to cycle it if you can avoid it. Bard's Bow, 2 and a green, job select. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has reach, and is a bard in addition to its other types. Here we have a regular Rook turret. Now this one is just funny. I saw a video explaining the reasoning behind this card, and it's just hilarious. So, Aerith Rescue Mission, choose one. You can either take the elevator, which creates 3 1/1 colorless human hero creature tokens, or take 59 flights of stairs, tap up to 3 target creatures, put a stun counter on one of them. The reason this is that in Final Fantasy VII, this is an actual choice that you can do at one point in the game. It's either take the elevator or take 59 flights of stairs. I find that so hilarious. Alright. Light of Judgment, a 5-mana instant, deals 6 damage to target creature, destroy up to 1 equipment attached to that creature. Loporit Scout, 3/2 human, Rabbit Scout, sorry. Whenever another creature you control enters, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. The ever-famous Blitzball, a 3-mana mana rock that taps for 1 mana of any color, and also has goal. I didn't want to shout that as loud as I could, especially with the mic so close to my face now. Tap it to sacrifice it, draw 2 cards, activate only if an opponent was dealt combat damage by a legendary creature this turn. Important to note, doesn't have to be your own, so you can do this on opponent's turns. Battle menu. Choose one. Attack. Create a 2/2 white knight creature token. Ability. Target creature gets +0/+4 till end of turn. Magic. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. Or item. You gain 4 life. All for 2 mana. I like that. Thieves' Knife. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, and is a rogue, in addition to its other types. Gladiolus Amicidia. I really hope that I said that right. Gladiolus Amicidia. Whenever a Gladiolus enters, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield tap, then shuffle. Whenever a land you control enters, another target creature you control gets +2/+2 and gains trample until the end of turn, and it is a 6/6. Shambling Seath. 3/3 Mutant Horror, enters tapped. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may pay black if you choose. Return this card from your graveyard to your hand. Ooh. We got a flip card. This is from the newest game, Final Fantasy XVI. Dion Bahamut's Dominant. 3/3 Human Noble Knight. Dragonfire Dive. During your turn, Dion and other knights you control have flying. When Dion enters, create a 2/2 white knight creature token. Pay 6 mana, tap, exile Dion, then return it to the battlefield, transform under its owner's control, and it turns into Bahamut Warden of Light. 5/5 with flying. Chapters 1 and 2 both put a +1/+1 counter on each other creature you control. Those creatures gain flying until end of turn. And then Chapter 3, destroy target permanent, exile Bahamut, then return to the battlefield front face up. That's a pretty good effect, not gonna lie. A foil magic damper, 1 blue mana for an instant. Target creature you control gets +1/+1, gains hexproof until end of turn, and untap it. Ooh, and our land is also a foil. Charleon. Charleon Nation of Scholars. It's the white-blue tap town. Oh, and I dropped my art card. Oh no, come back. It is Kimari, Valiant Guardian. Again, hope I said that right. I am most likely going to butcher so many names. Excuse the shakiness. Open sesame. Alrighty. Cornered by black mages. 3 mana sorcery. Target opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice and create a 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. We have another Commune with Fevers. We have an Ice Slam. Corial. Coral. It's either Corial or Coral. My friend has said it so many times. It is a 2 mana cat beast, 2/2. Pay 1 of white. Tap it, tap target non-enchantment creature. So you can't tap Saga enchantments. Call the Mountain Chocobo. 4 mana sorcery. Search your library for a mountain card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, and shuffle. Create a 2/2 green bird creature token with whenever a land you control enters. This token gets +1/+0 until end of turn, and it also has flashback for 6. Lunatic Pandora. 1 mana legendary artifact. You pay 2, tap to surveil 1, or pay 6, tap to sacrifice to destroy target non-land permanent. Crossroads Village. This is a town. This land is tapped as it enters, choose a color, add 1 mana of the chosen color. Restoration Magic. This is a new tiered spell, which it has multiple optional casting costs that you can pay. You can only choose 1. So at base, it's 1 mana. So you can choose Cure, which is an additional 0. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Cura, which is an additional 1. Target permanent gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 3 life. And Curaga, which is an additional 3 and white, so 5 mana total. Permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. You gain 6 life. Pretty good situation card to run. We have Titus, Blitzball Star. I know it looks like it says it should be Titus, but it is actually pronounced Titus. 2/1 Human Warrior. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Titus. Whenever Titus attacks, tap target creature and opponent controls. The Phantom Train. 4/4 vehicle for 4 with trample. Sacrifice another artifact or creature. Put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. It becomes a spirit artifact creature in addition to its other types until end of turn. Oh. Ignore the card. Pay no attention to the card behind this card. Side quest. Play Blitzball. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +2/+0 until end of turn. At the end of combat on your turn, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage this turn, transform this enchantment and attach it to a creature you control. As it becomes an artifact. World Champion Celestial Weapon. Legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+0 and has double strike. And equips for 3. And then, we saw what it was. Aerith Gainsborough. 2/2 human cleric with lifelink. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Aerith. When Aerith dies, put X +1/+1 counters on each legendary creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Aerith. I want to say the Russian Badger quote. I know, I've seen the memes before. I know what happens to this character. I won't say anything just in case people don't know what it is. Alright. The foil is Summon Primal Garuda, 3/3 Saga Harpy. Chapter 1, this creature deals 4 damage to target tapped creature and opponent controls. Chapters 2 and 3 are the same. Another target creature you control gets +1/+0 and gains flying until end of turn. There, we got a full art forest. And then we got a hero and food token. Alright, next up here,
got Sephiroth's Intervention. Very funny that we pulled this after the Aerith card, and that's the last thing I'll say about that. Destroy target creature, you gain 2 life. Gigantoad. Okay, hopefully I'm saying that right. 4 mana, 4/4 frog. As long as you control 7 or more lands, the creature gets +2/+2. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. 3 mana for an aura with flash. Enchant artifact or creature. When this aura enters, tap enchanted permanent. Enchanted permanent does it untapped during its control's untap step, and its activated abilities can't be activated. That's a very powerful card. I don't like facing against it. You're not alone. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control 3 or more creatures, it gets +4/+4 until end of turn instead. Blazing Bomb, 1 mana, elemental, 1/1. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Tap, sacrifice this creature, it deals damage equal to its power to target creature, activate only as a sorcery. Syncopate. Really interesting to see that this is being reprinted in the standard again. Also, one of the few reprints for this set, I believe. Syncopate, X and 1 for an instant counter target spell unless its controller pays X. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard. Adventures in Townland. When it enters, you gain 2 life and attacks with colorless. Alrighty, we got our first Through the Ages bonus sheet card. Yeah, the Through the Ages cards are in the middle of the pack, so it's always interesting to see them because they're right after the commons. So we have Squall Lionheart. And this is a reprint of Diantha Capation Paragon. 2/2 Human Knights, Pure Strike, Vigilance, and Lifelink. Auras and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Very cool. Galoof's Final Act. Until end of turn, target creature gets +1/+0 and gains when this creature dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power on up to 1 target creature. Yeah. Propto Argentum. 2/2 Human Scout with Haste. Selfie Shot. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, create a treasure token. It's very funny. Capital City, town that taps a colorless, or you can pay 1 to tap it to add mana of any color, or cycles. Clive's Hideaway. I'm pretty sure I have enough Clive's Hideaways to put 1 into my trade binder now. Townland, Hideaway 4. So you look at the top 4, put exile 1 underneath this, and the rest go to the bottom. Taps for colorless, or you pay 2 and tap, you may play the exile card without paying its mana cost if you control 4 or more legendary creatures. Our foil is another Barson Boko. Then we have Gone, Town of Ruin, the Golgari town. And we have Hero and Wizard token. Alright, we are more than halfway through the packs for the bundle, and then we're going to go right into the Play Booster box. There's a bunch of cards that I'm hoping to see. Obviously, I would love to get Summon Bahamut. I'd love to get my own Sephiroth. I already pulled a VV. I pulled a VV on Friday, actually, during the draft. So that's basically like the chase card of the set. So I guess it's pretty much just filling out the rest of the set at this point. Alright. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. You're Not Alone. Blazing Bomb. Fight On. 2 and a black for an instant. Return up to 2 target creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. Geishal Greens. Again, hope I'm saying that right. Create a 2/2 bird, creature token with whenever land you control enters, it gets +1/+0, and it has flashback for 7. Laporte Scout. Ooh, we got Clive Rossfield. This is Vial Smasher the Fierce. So 2/3 Goblin Berserker. When you cast your first spell each turn, choose an opponent at random. Clive Rossfield deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to that player or a planeswalker that player controls. We got a Coral Sword. Flash, when this equipment enters, attach it to target creature you control. That creature gets first strike until end of turn. Creature gets +1/+0. Poison the Waters. Sorcery.
Choose one. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Or target player reveals their hand and you choose an artifact or creature card from it. That player discards that card. Swallowed by Leviathan. 2 and a blue for an instant. Counter target spell. Surveil 2, then counter... Oh, sorry. Choose target spell. Surveil 2, then counter the chosen spell unless its controller pays 1 for each card in your graveyard. Fang. Fearless Ice. Icy. I think that's how you say it. Whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, you draw a card and lose 1 life. This ability triggers only once each turn. And this is actually the one half of a meld card, and I can actually read it. So it melds with Vanilla Cheerful Ice. Turns into a guard creature. I will look up if I pull the other card, I will be able to look up the name of this. But this is a 7/6 Beast Avatar, Vigilance, Menace, Trample, Reach, and Haste. When Ragnarok dies, destroy target permanent and return target non-legendary permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So we have here. I've gotten so many of this card. This is Jill, Shiva's dominant. When Jill enters, return up to one other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, 5 mana, tap and exile it. And it comes back as Shiva, Warden of Ice.
Chapters 1 and 2, target creature can't be blocked this turn.
Chapter 3, tap all lands your opponents control, and then this flips back into Shiva. Flips back into Jill. Oh, hey! We got, it's a foil. We got Vanille. So Vanille, Cheerful Ice. Icy. When Vanille enters, mill 2 cards and return a permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you both own and control Vanille and a creature you can name Fang, Fearless, Icy, you may pay 3 black-green. If you do, exile them and meld them into Ragnarok Divine Deliverance. So, this is perfect that I got them both in the same pack. So this is the full meld card. That is really cool. I would love to run these in a deck together. The biggest issue, particularly for a commander deck, is that they don't have partner. So if you wanted to run both of these, your best bet would be to have Vanille as your commander and then tutor out for Fang. That would be your best bet. Oh, and then I pulled a Waste. So that's pretty fun. And then we got a Hero Treasure Token. So many good cards in this set, honestly. I just really enjoy the cards. Even though I'm not a Final Fantasy fan. They're also fun. Alright, Slash of Light. Deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control plus the number of equipment you control of target creature. So if you go wide, this is going to be very powerful. Red Mage's Rapier. Job select. Equipped creature has, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and it's a wizard in addition to its other types. Black Mage's Rod. Equipped creature gets +1/+0, has, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent, and is a wizard. Airship Crash. 3 mana instant, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, and also cycling 2. Oh, I guess that is one thing that I hope I can get more of. If I pull one, I'll show it. Otherwise, we'll see. We'll get there when we get there. Alright, Retrieve the Esper. 4 mana sorcery, create a 3/3 blue robot warrior artifact creature token. Then if this spell was cast from a graveyard, put 2 +1/+1 counters on that token. Fate of the Suncrist, 5 mana instant, costs 2 less to cast if the target's attached creature, destroy target non-lands permanent. Grand Pulse Ochu, 1/1 plant beast with Death Touch, pay 8 mana, until end of turn this creature gets +1/+1 for each permanent card in your graveyard. Ride the Shoepuff. Enchantment, landfall, when a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Pay 7 mana. This enchantment becomes a 7/7 beast creature in addition to its other types. The flavor text is funny. Right? The Shoopuf? All aboard! Self-destruct. Perfect. I'm going to need a bunch of these for my standard deck, actually. Target creature you control deals X damage to any other target and X damage to itself, where X is its power. Phoenix down. 1 mana artifact, pay 1 on a white, tap, exile this artifact, choose 1. Return target creature card with mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, or exile target skeleton, spirit, or zombie. We have a showcase artwork for Stolen Uniform. Blue mana instant. Choose target creature you control and target equipment. Gain control of that equipment until end of turn. Attach it to the chosen creature. When you lose control of that equipment this turn, if it's attached to a creature you control, unattach it. And then we have Cypher Almacy. Cypher Almacy. I tried with these names. 3/4 for Human Knight. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn. Whenever Cypher deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If that spell comes to a graveyard, exile instead. We have a foil Hecht Eyes, which I'm upset is not an Eyes creature. It is an Ooze Horror. 2 mana 1/1. When this creature enters, each opponent discards a card. Trino Dark City, the Demir Townland, and we got a hero and bird token. Oh, come on, don't get caught on the edge there. I don't want to ruin the cards here. We have Magic Damper, Gale Cat. 3 mana 1/3 cat with flying and vigilance. As long as you control 2 or more artifacts, this creature gets +2/+0. Summon GF Ifrit. 3/2 demon. Chapters 1 and 2, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Chapters 3 and 4, add red mana. Araman. See, here's an eye creature. 2/2 Eye Horror with flying and death touch. Pay 3, sacrifice another creature or artifact, draw a card. Blam T-Rexor, because Colossal Dreadball needs to be ramped up even more. 6 mana, 6/6 with trample. When it enters, you gain 3 life, and then 4 cycling for 2. We have another Blitzball, another Syncopate. Judge Magister Gabarinth, 2/2 Human Advisor Knight with Menace. Whenever another creature or artifact you control dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Judge Magister Gabarinth. Opera Love Song, 2 mana instant, choose 1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards until your next end step. 1 or 2 target creatures each get +2/+0 until end of turn. Oops, sorry. We have a Delivery Moogle, 3/2 Moogle with flying. When this creature enters, search your library and or graveyard for an artifact card with mana value 2 or less, reveal it, then put it in your hand. If you search your library this way, shuffle. X-Death Void Warlock. 3 mana Spirit Warlock, 3/3. When X-Death enters, you gain 3 life. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 6 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, transform X-Death. And it becomes Neo X-Death, Dimensions End. X3 with Trample. Neo X-Death's power is equal to the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. And we have Squall, Sea the Mercenary. 4 mana 3/4. Whenever another creature you attack, whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gains double strike until end of turn. Whenever Squall deals combat damage to a player, return target permanent card with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. Foil is a combat tutorial. 3 mana sorcery. Target player draws 2 cards, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature you control. Our land is also foil. It's Gongaga Reactor Town, the Gruul Townland, and we have an art card for the showcase of Grahatia Scion Reborn. Alright, we got the last pack of the bundle. And then we will move on to our Play Booster box. I'm excited to see what kind of goodies we can get from that. Alrighty. Ice Magic. This is another tiered spell. So base level is 2. For if you choose 0, return target creature to its owner's hand. If you choose to pay an extra 2, target creature's owner puts it on their choice of the top or bottom of their library. If you choose to pay an extra 5 and a blue, so 8 mana total, target creature's owner shuffles it into their library. That's a very late game removal there. Dwarven Castle Guard, 2/1 Dwarf Soldier. When this creature dies, create a 1/1 colorless hero. Thunder Magic, 1 mana instant. Level 1, Thunder Magic deals 2 damage to target creature. Level 2 is 4 damage, and level 3 is 8 damage. Thunder, Thundara, and Thundaga. Undercity Dire Rat. 2/2 rat. When this creature dies, make a treasure token. Pretty simple there. Blitzball Shot, 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 and gains trample until end of turn. Hill Gigas, 5/4 trample haste, mountain cycling for 2. Ooh, we got another Through the Ages card, and it is Nyx Bloom Ancient, reprinted as the Cloud Sea Djinn. 7 mana for a 5/5 elemental with trample. If you tap a permanent for mana, it produces 3 times as much of that mana instead. Look at how pretty this art is. I just love this. This is my favorite part of this set so far, honestly, is the artwork. We have Renoa Heartily, 4/4 Human Rebel Warlock. When Renoa enters, create Angelo, a legendary 1/1 green and white dog creature token. When Renoa attacks, another target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control. Queen Brawn, 2/1 Human Noble. Weird that you can call that human. It has prowess, so when you cast a non-creature spell, it gets +1/+1 to end of turn. When it attacks, it makes 0/1 black wizard creature tokens. The Golden Saucer, another town land, taps for colorless. You pay 2, tap, flip a coin. If you win the flip, create a treasure. And you pay 3, tap, sacrifice 2 artifacts, draw a card. Another Catch a Fish side quest. We have Saz Katzroy. When Saz enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a bird or basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Whenever Saz attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, then double the number of +1/+1 counters on that creature. Summon Choco Mog as a foil. Full Art Island, and art card for Sage's Knowledge. Alright, that was the bundle. Now we move on to the Play Booster box. Just gotta pull off the official Wizard seal here. There we go. There are no box toppers for the set, so we are just going to open this up. Remove the fun little draft archetype cardboard cutout they have at the top. Right there. Fun little draft archetype. Ooh. Alright. Let's dig into these packs. Alright, starting off, we have Airship Crash, Retrieve the Esper, Fate of the Suncrist, Mysidian Elder, 1/3 when it enters, it makes the 0/1 Wizard Black Creature token. 0/1 Black Wizard Creature token, yep. Heck Dies, Blitzball, Syncopate, Summon Anima, 4/4 Horror with Menace. Chapters 1 to 3, draw a card and lose a life. Chapter 4, each opponent sacrifices a creature of their choice or loses 3 life. That's a fun one. Omega Heartless Evolution. 7 mana for an 8/8 robot. When Omega enters, for each opponent, tap up to one target non-land permanent that opponent controls. Put X stun counters on each of those permanents, and you gain X life, where X is the number of non-basic lands you control. That's a lot of words. Oh gosh. Tifa's Limit Break. So it's a 1 mana instant. The tier costs are 0, 2, and 6 in the green. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Double target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. Triple target creature's power and toughness until end of turn. My friend absolutely obliterated me with this card because there was a card in this set that you exile it and add mana, and when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, you copy it. So he copied the Final Heaven. He copied the Final Heaven and targeted the same creature. So it tripled the power and toughness twice. So I was super dead. Alright, third of the side quests we've seen. Side quest Hunt the Mark. When this enchantment enters, destroy up to one target creature at the beginning of your end step. If a creature died under an opponent's control this turn, create a treasure token. Then if you control 3 or more treasures, transform this enchantment, and it turns into Yasmat, Ultimate Mark, 5/6 dragon, pay 1, 1 in the black, sacrifice another creature or artifact. Yasmat gains indestructible until end of turn, and tap it. Ooh, we got a showcase for Summon Primal Odin, 5/3 Saga Knight. Chapter 1. Destroy target creature and opponent controls. Chapter 2. This creature gains... Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, that player loses the game. Chapter 3. Draw 2 cards, each player loses 2 life. That's pretty fun. Alright, our foil is Ultimecia, Time Sorceress. 5 mana, 4/5 human warlock. When Ultimecia enters or attacks, surveil 2. At the beginning of your end step, you may pay 4 blue, black, 8 mana total, and exile 8 cards from your graveyard. If you do, transform Ultimecia. Turns into Ultimecia Omnipotent. 7/7 Nightmare Warlock with Menace, and when this creature transforms into Ultimecia Omnipotent, take an extra turn after this one. That's so much fun. Robin Stray, Royal City, the Boros Town, and we have a Hero Bird. I built Ultimecia into my pre-release deck for just the regular pre-release, not the two-headed giant, and I managed to flip her twice that whole evening. It was fun. All right. Gobu Gardener, 1/3 plant beast that taps for 3 mana. Scorpion Sentinel, 2 mana, 1/4 robot scorpion. As long as you control 7 or more lands, this creature gets +3/+0. Koro, called Mountain Chocobo. Foray, Q-Trub. I'll just call it Q-Trub because I know I'm pronouncing Q-Trub correctly. Grand Pulse Oku. Everyone's favorite Magic the Gathering card, Instant Ramen. The amount of people on the internet that freaked out over the fact that Magic the Gathering now has ramen. 2 mana, food with flash, when this artifact enters, draw a card, pay 2, tap, sack it, draw to gain 3 life. Typical thing for food. Ooh! Princess Sarah from the Through the Ages. This is Azusa Lost but Seeking. 1/2 human monk. You may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns. Very good. Here's the card that I was talking about with Tifa's Limit Break, Ether. 4 mana for an artifact, tap, exile this artifact, add blue. When you next cast when you next cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell, you may choose new targets with a copy. Hello, I'm echoing. Thank you for letting me know. I'm not too sure how exactly to fix that. Oh, I think it's because I have 2... let me see here. Okay, am I still echoing?
'Cause I think I had two things picking up my mic. Okay, that was it. I had two things picking up my mic. Oh God, I've been live for almost an hour. I've been echoing for an entire hour. Jesus. I'm still very new to streaming on Twitch, so goodness gracious. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you. All right, yeah. So yeah, Ether combined with Tifa's Limit Break, very powerful. Having a good night? Yes, I am. I had dinner with my dad for Father's Day. We gifted him a four-wheeled wheelbarrow that he really wanted, and we got to spend some time. And now I'm here opening up Magic the Gathering cards. So having a pretty good day. All right, the final days. 4 mana sorcery. Create two tapped 2/2 black horror creature tokens. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, instead create X of those tokens, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard, and has flashback for 6. All right, Choco comment. X 2/2 X red for a sorcery, deals X damage to any target, and you make a bird token. Pretty powerful. Firion, Wild Rose Warrior. 3/3 Human Rebel Warrior. Equipped creatures you control have haste. Whenever a non-token equipment you control enters, create a token that's a copy of it, except it has this equipment's activated abilities, cost 2 less to activate. Sacrifice that token at the beginning of the next end step. Our foil is Realms Sketching. 4 mana sorcery, create a token that's a copy of target artifact, creature, or land. Full Art Mountain, and we've got artwork for Farewell. Because of course they put Farewell into one of the commander decks. It's thematic, I get it, but just I'm so sick and tired of uh Foretell. All right, summon GF Ifrit, Araman, Balam T-Rexor, Dragoon's Wyvern, 2/1 Flying Drake. When this creature enters, make a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Galakat, Adventurer's Airship, Blitzball, Realms Sketching, Reach the Horizon. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards and or talent cards with different names, put them on the battlefield pad, then shuffle. Reno and Rude. 2/1 Menace, Human Assassin. When Reno and Rude deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of that player's library. Then you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, you may play the exile card this turn, and mana of any type can be cast to spend it. Perfect. This is the card that I was talking about earlier. Sid, Timeless Artificer. 4/4 Human Artificer for 2 white blue. Artifact creatures and heroes you control get +1/+1 for each Artificer you control and each Artificer card in your graveyard. A deck can have any number of cards named Sid, Timeless Artificer, and it has cycling for blue and white. So, from what I've heard, and from what I've learned from all the information from this set, except for Final Fantasy 1, every Final Fantasy has had a Sid. And so there's 15 different Sids. I believe Final Fantasy 15's Sid is the one that's part of the quote-unquote main set, and all the other ones are alternate arts. I am building a Sid deck that is 30 Sids, and it has 2 of each Sids. Yeah, so many Sids. I'll need to check how many I have afterwards. I know I've gotten at least 1 double of one of them, so I've got 2 of the one. And I believe this makes either my 4th or 5th different variation of Sid. So that's pretty fun. This is a powerful enchantment. I don't know how much it's going for, but it's very powerful. A Realm Reborn, a 6 mana enchantment. Other permanents you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Wish you could buy a booster box. Yeah, they're pretty They're pretty pricey. Final Fantasy is just pretty expensive for Magic altogether. Mainly because Final Fantasy is such a massive property, but also there are so many good chase cards. One of the cards that was reprinted into the Through the Ages bonus sheet is Rhystic Study. If you manage to get a foil of that card, It's over like $400. I feel like they're printing money with this series. Yes, they are, and unfortunately, they'll reprint. They will hopefully reprint the play boosters into the ground because starting with Final Fantasy, all of the Universes Beyond sets are standard legal, so they need people to be able to get the cards. But they're not going to reprint the collector packs because there are serialized cards. There's a serialized card of there's one traveling chocobo. There's 77 serialized cards, so they can't reprint more because they've only made 77 of the serialized cards, and so they're not going to make any more. Once they're all made, then that's all there is. So if people run out, then they run out. Uh, there was somebody at my LGS who like pre-order. He literally handed a stack of $2,000 in cash because he pre-ordered like I think 8 total collector boxes, and I believe 2 of them were Japanese, and most of them he's just gonna sit on them and then resell them. He's unfortunately one of those scalpers. You want to make a chocobo deck, but you can't. Yeah, I actually do want to build a chocobo deck as well with the Bant Legend Choco that they have. Uh, I feel like it's the main issue actually is that for the colors that Choco is, there aren't that many chocobos in the Final Fantasy set. I'm not too sure how many because green red is the landfall bird archetype for the draft for the limited format for Final Fantasy. So I'm not too sure how many bird creatures there actually are in red for this set. It'll be a bird deck in all likelihood. Yeah, that's mainly what you got to do. Fortunately, we recently had Bloomburrow, which blue white was birds for Bloomburrow. So there's a lot of good birds that have been printed recently. Plus, if you want to be really silly, Tarkir Dragonstorm had Tempest Hawk, which is a bird that you can have any number of copies in the deck. So you could do Choco birds with the with the hawk. Yeah, it's a very silly thing. That's not how I decided to do it. Because I did want the wide variety of birds that there are available. It's like I have a red black rat deck that I want to build, but I'm not doing either of the rats that say you can have any number of them because there's so many different rats. Puppy needs to go out. Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, there's so many different rats in a deck in Magic that I want to be able to give rats a proper showing. Okay, so yeah, Realms Reborn, powerful card. Our foil here is Cactuar, not Jumbo Cactuar, but regular one. It's a 1 mana, 3/3 plant with trample. At the beginning of your end step, if this creature didn't enter the battlefield this turn, return it to its owner's hand. So it's constantly popping in and out of existence. I love it. Rabin's another Boros town, and we got Hero Treasure. I still I still can't believe that the first hour of this I was echoing because I had 2 sources picking up my mic. God bless America. Okay. I'm gonna have to put like a disclaimer in the description of this VOD when I post it to YouTube. Alrighty. Resentful Revelation, Blitzball Shot, Combat Tutorial, Paladin's Arms, Sabatender, Monk's Fists. I believe this is our only colorless job select card in the set. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and is a monk in addition to its other types. Grand Pulse Ochu. Circle of Power. 4 mana sorcery. You draw 2 cards and lose 2 life. Create a 0/1 black wizard creature token. Wizards you control get +1/+0 and gain lifelink until end of turn. We have Thieves' Tools. Torgal, a Fine Hound. 2/2 Wolf. Whenever you cast your first human spell this turn, that creature enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each dog and or wolf you control, and it taps for 1 mana of any color. This is going into my werewolves deck. I will find a spot for my werewolves deck for Torgal. Ultimecia, Time Sorceress. And a second Aerith. And a foil Monk's Fist. And Baron Airship Kingdom. This is the Izzet town. Hero and Horror. Ooh, that's a cool looking horror token. Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, the arts for these cards really make me do want to try and play. And plus the fun experience I've had so far with drafting this set, it makes me want to play a Final Fantasy game. I'll have to ask my friend which Final Fantasy, if I should go back to one and try and play them all, or if there's like a really good one that I should start with. All right, Cornered by Black Mages, Commune with Beavers, Ice Flan, Horror, Call the Mountain Chocobo, White Auracite, 4 mana artifact. When this artifact enters, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls until this artifact leaves the battlefield, and it taps 4 white mana. Ooh, we got the Strixhaven Stadium, aka Lucas Stadium. Tap, add colorless, put a point counter on this artifact. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter from this artifact. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on this artifact. Then, if it has 10 or more point counters on it, remove them all, and that player loses the game. Shantoto Tactician Magician. Tactician Magician. 0/4 Dwarf Wizard for 3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Shantoto gets +X/+O until end of turn, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast it. If X is 4 or more, draw a card. Ultros, Obnoxious Octopus. 2/1 Octopus. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, tap target creature an opponent controls and stuns it. Welcome back. And then whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 8 mana was spent to cast it, put 8 +1/+1 counters on Ultros. That one is a fun card to use. Dragoon's Lance. 1 and a white for an equipment. Job select. The equipped creature gets +1/+0 and is a knight in addition to its other types, and during your turn, equipped creature has flying. Another copy of X Death. Oh, we have a showcase for Stiltskin. Stiltskin Moogle Merchant. 1/2 Moogle with lifelink. Pay 2, tap, target opponent gains control of another target permanent you control. If they do, you draw a card. Yeah, it is so cute. And I also do it's also a fun ability. You could if you build this as a deck, you could fill your entire deck with like detrimental cards and then just give the cards away with Stiltskin. Be like, here, have something that will constantly damage you on each of your turns. And then I'll draw a card. Thank you. Foil Hill Gigas, the another Azorius town, and we have a bird wizard token. Yeah, shenanigans like that are why I love Magic so much, because there are so many different kinds of decks you can play. Oop, the Stiltskin needs to go here because it is an alternate art. That's right. Armin, Battleamp T-Rexor, Dragoon's Wyvern, Galecat, Suplex. 1 and a red for sorcery. Choose 1. Deals 3 damage to target creature. If that creature would die this turn, exile it instead, or exile target artifact. So one of the few things that I know about Final Fantasy is that the game that this comes from, Final Fantasy VI, you can suplex the Phantom Train. And the animation for it is so hilarious because there's no size limit to what you can suplex. So it's just a little guy. It's a little guy, a really big train, and he just runs up, suplex a train. Vincent's Limit Break. 1 in a black, tiered spell. Choose 1 additional cost. Until end of turn, target creature you control gains. When this creature dies, return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, and has the chosen base power and toughness. If you pay 0, it becomes a 3/2. If you pay 1, it becomes a 5/2. If you pay 3, it becomes a 7/2. Got another Hill Gigas. We've got Sir Conrad the Grim, aka Golbez clad in darkness. 5/4 human knight. When another creature dies, or a creature is put into a graveyard from anywhere other than the battlefield, or a creature card leaves the graveyard, deals 1 damage to each opponent. 2 mana, each player mills a card. Black Waltz number 3. 4 mana wizard, 2/2, flying in death touch. When you cast a non-creature spell, Black Waltz number 3 deals 2 damage to each opponent. Rydia's Return, 5 mana sorcery. You can either creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn, or return up to two target permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. We have another Renoa Hartley, and another Squall, a foil Lunatic Pandora, Island, and art card for Yuna Grand Summoner. Alrighty. Next pack, we have Summon Fat Chocobo. 4/4 bird, chapter 1, create a 2/2 bird token. Create a 2/2 bird token. Chapters 2, 3, and 4, creatures you control gain trample. It's a very funny card. Sage's Nautilus. What equipped creature gets +1/+0, has whenever this creature attacks, untap target attacking creature, and is a cleric in addition to its other types. Weapons Vendor, 2/2, a human artificer for 4. When this creature enters, draw a card. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control an equipment, you may pay 1. When you do, attach target equipment you control to target creature you control. Haste Magic, 2 mana instant. Target creature gets +3/+1, sorry, and gains haste until end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it until your next end step. Oh, excuse me. Shinra Reinforcements, 2/3 human soldier. When this creature enters, mill 3 cards and gain 3 life. Adventurer's Inn. Iron Giant, 7 mana, artifact creature demon for 6/6, vigilance, reach, and trample. Grahatia, 3/5 cat archer, because that's totally a cat. 1,000% a cat right there. 5 mana, reach. Whenever one or more other creatures or artifacts you control die, draw a card, triggers once each turn. Got Tonberry, Salamander Horror. These are apparently also very fun because they are very slow creatures in Final Fantasy, but they will stab you to death once they get up to you. So it's a 2/1 Salamander Horror for black. This creature enters tapped with a stun counter. Chef's Knife. During your turn, this creature has first strike and death touch. Zidane Tantalus Thief. 3/3 human mutant scout. When Zidane enters, gain control of target creature an opponent controls until end of turn. Untap it, it gains lifelink and haste until end of turn. Whenever an opponent gains control of a permanent from you, you create a treasure token. Another side quest, play Blitzball. Ooh, this is a fun card. I got to play with this in the 2-headed giant seal. Moogle's Valor. For each creature you control, create a 1/2 white Moogle creature token with lifelink. Then creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. It's a very fun mass protection spell. Foil Hectize, Foil Island, and then we have a hero and treasure token. Alrighty. Building a Beatrix deck, which is my first white deck. Who is Beatrix? Let me see. TG Beatrix. Ooh, from Final Fantasy. Oh, Beatrix is from the starter kick. That's why I don't recognize it. Loyal General, 4/4 Vigilance. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may attach any number of equipment you control to target creature you control. Oh yeah, this is the one that's Arden the one of the partner commanders, but just on a non-partner creature. Ooh, mono white equipment. That's gonna be a fun deck. Trying to learn as you go. Yeah, that's going to be a fun deck. Monocolored decks, I think, are the simplest to build because you're only focused on the one color. You don't need to worry about trying to balance your colors out, and you're able to focus really on what the deck is doing. So I can't wait to. I would love to see that deck. That seems like it's going to be very fun. All right. Commune with Beavers, Ice Flan, Summon Choco Mog, Item Shopkeep, Scorpion Sentinel, Sahagin. 1/3 Merfolk Warrior for 2. When you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and it can't be blocked this turn. Have some cards coming in from Card Kingdom. That is excellent. Love to hear it. White Mage's Staff, Lionheart. Where this equipment enters, it deals 2 damage to any target. Equipped creature gets +2/+1 and equipped 2. Dark Knight's Greatsword. Equipped creature gets +3/+0 and is a knight, in addition to its other types. Equipped cost is pay 3 life. Activate only once each turn. We have another Kina. Rufus Shinra. 2/4 Human Noble for 3. When Rufus Shinra attacks, if you don't control a creature named Darkstar, create Darkstar, a legendary 2/2 white and black dog creature token. Oh, Ultima. This is going to be a very feels bad card for the future. 5 mana sorcery. Destroy all artifacts and creatures. End the turn. Yeah, this is a very powerful card. I actually Ultima and who's the other card? It's Squall. Ultima and Squall are the current promo cards for Wit going first place in standard event. Uh so I came in second, so first place, at least in my LGS. I don't know how other LGSs do it. Uh we've got if you go get first place in your in standard at my LGS, you get both Ultima and Squall. If you become in second, you get to choose one of them. So 3 promos are going out every time. First place gets 2 promos, second place gets their choice of one of the promos, and then everybody else gets nothing apparently. But I came in second on yeah. That might be a bot. I'm not too sure. Because that's very weird text. But yeah, so I came in second in my standard event yesterday, so I actually got to pick Ultima. Because people were going to pick Ultima until there's no more Ultimas to pick. We have a foil suplex, Trino, and a hero and treasure token. Yeah, ever since Outlaws of Thunder Junction, there've been rotating promos, and each one was a Cowboy Bebop inspired promo. And so I've been trying to collect the promos for all the standard events. Funnily enough, the Thunder Junction one is the only one that I didn't actually win. It was Ossification. I ended up buying that one online, but the other 4 I did end up winning. So that's a fun thing. It inspires me to play better. All right, Suplex. Namazu Trader. 3/4 Fish Citizen for 4. When this creature enters, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token. Whenever this creature attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or artifact. If you do, surveil 2. Now this is an interesting card, especially combined with a certain creature from this set. I hope to pull that one, but yeah. Prish's Wanderings. 3 mana instant. Search your library for a basic land card or a town card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. When you search your library this way, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So, Combat Trick Ramp. That's pretty fun. Kikarin Merchant. 3 mana Beast Citizen, 1/4. Pay 1, tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Pay 7 and tap, sacrifice this creature, draw 3 cards. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each town you control. Got another Slash of Light, Vapore's Scout, Capital City, The Crystal's Chosen. 7 mana sorcery, create 4 1/1 colorless hero creature tokens, then put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. It's pretty expensive, but also a pretty good way to boost your entire board. Freya Crescent, a Rat Knight. Oh, that's a rat. This might, depending on what this is. Oh, this cares about equipment. That's not necessarily good for my rat deck. 1/1 for 1. During your turn, it has flying. Tap for red mana. Spend this mana only to cast an equipment spell or activate an equip ability. Yeah, it's really good in an equipment deck, but my rat deck that I want to build doesn't really focus on equipment, so it essentially would just be in there to just be a flying rat, which would be funny. All right. Crystal Fragments. 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Equipped cost for 1. You want to build Freya as another deck? Yeah, that could be. Oh yeah, especially a 1 mana commanders are super fun because you can get them out early. They're not that expensive to recast if someone removes them, and then you can just get your game going a lot faster than everybody else. So yeah, Crystal Fragments. Equipped creature gets +1/+1. Equipped for 1. 7 mana. Exile this equipment, then return to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control at sorcery speed. And it becomes Summon Alexander. Chapters 1 and 2 prevent all damage that would be dealt to creatures you control this turn. Chapter 3, tap all creatures your opponents control. It's a 4/3 construct. Oh hey, Excalibur 2. Speaking of fun equipment. Oh, she's fun to play in the actual game too. Which game is she from? 9. Oh, yeah, Freya coming from 9. That's fun. Excalibur 2, 1 mana, legendary artifact equipment. Whenever you gain life, put a charge counter on Excalibur 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each charge counter on Excalibur 2, and it has equipped for 3. Oh, Joshua! This is also one of the characters from the newest game. Joshua Phoenix is dominant. 3/4 human noble wizard for 3. When Joshua enters, discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. 5 mana, tap, exile Joshua, then transform it. Return to the battlefield transformed. Joshua! I watched my friend go. I've caught a bit of my friend's playthrough of Final Fantasy 16, and I watched the opening. Yeah, Joshua. All right, so we got Phoenix, Warden of Fire. Chapters 1 and 2. Phoenix deals 2 damage to each opponent. Chapter 3. Return any number of target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, and then exile it and return it back as Joshua. Foil Weapons Vendor. Windurst Federation Center, the Selesnya town. Hero Bird token. Watched the game yesterday, and one of the players randomly opened from the collector's box and had Josh. Oh, that's cool. Was it a special artwork, or was it foil, or was it just Joshua? Just Joshua. That's Joshua still seems like a fun card. Cause what? Cause what? It comes back to the battlefield. So yeah, Boros Reanimation. That could be a fun. That could be a fun deck to build. Okay, Undercity Dire Rat, Chocobo Kick, Dreams of Laguna, Magitech Infantry. Now, this is definitely a limited card because this, I know we already had Sid as a, you can play any number of cards, any number of copies of this card in a deck, but I feel like this one also should because of its ability. It's a 1/1 for 1, Robot Soldier. Gets +1/+0 as long as you control another artifact, and you can pay 3, search your library for a card named Magitech Infantry, put it onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. I feel like this could have also been your deck can have any number of Magitech Infantries. Warrior Sword, Sahagin, Instant Ramen. Ooh. Through the Ages. Nature's Claim. Search for the frozen Esper. Destroy target artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life. Oh, this is This is pixel art. This is very pretty. I wonder. Oh yeah, the art is credited as Square Enix. So this just looks it looks like, yeah, Final Fantasy VI. I see that, but I was wondering if this was like redrawn from the game or if they just screen grabbed it. Because like for the SpongeBob secret layers, instead of, especially for like the meme SpongeBob secret layer, instead of just screen grabbing from the show and having them be in a low quality, they had someone redraw all of those scenes from the show for the SpongeBob meme secret layer. But looking at this, the artist is credited as Square Enix, so yeah, that's my guess, is that for the pixel art, that's just a screen grab. There's a re-release for 6. I'm sure. I think I heard that there was a re-release for 6. But yeah. But let's see. Ambrosia Whiteheart. 2/2 bird, flash. When it enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. Landfall, whenever land enters, gets +1/+0 until end of turn. I love this card for one specific reason. Demon Wall. It's a Demon Wall. It is a 3/3 for 2, has Defender and Menace. As long as this creature has a counter on it, it can attack as though it didn't have Defender, and you can pay 6 mana to put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. There was a 2023 re-release for Final Fantasy VI. Nice. Was it just a re-release or was it a remaster? Ignis Scientia. 2/2 human advisor for 3. When Ignis enters, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a land card from one on the battlefield tapped, rest on the bottom in your random order. 3 mana and tap. Exile target card from a graveyard. If a creature was exiled this way, make a food. Remaster. That's nice. Another Clyde's Hideaway. Oh, this card was put in backwards. That's funny. Foil Vincent Valentine. That's pretty funny. Okay, so Vincent Valentine is a 2/2 assassin for 4. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, puts a number of +1/+1 counter on Vincent Valentine equal to that creature's power. Whenever Vincent Valentine attacks, you may transform it. 3/2 trample lifelink, Gillian Beast. When Gillian Beast dies, return it to the battlefield tapped front face up. So if you play Vincent as your commander, you can just completely avoid commander attacks entirely. I love it. Planes, and then artwork for Summon Good King Moogle 12. That's 1,000% from one of the commander decks. That's very pretty art. I do like that. Alrighty. We have Q-Trub, Gobu Gardener, Scorpion Sentinel, Summon Chocomog, Item Shopkeep, Laporte Scout, Adventurer's Airship, Adalbert Steiner, 2/1 with lifelink. It's +1/+1 for each equipment you control. Fun fact that my friend told me. The character in Excalibur 2's artwork, that's Adalbert. Which makes sense because they're both from Final Fantasy IX. That's, yeah. My friend got both Adalbert and Excalibur in uh a either the draft or the pre-release. But yeah, he got both. So that was pretty funny. Okay. Cargo ship. 2/3 vehicle for 2. Flying Vigilance. Tap for colorless to cast artifact or activate a artifact source and crew 1. Yeah, very nice. Gaius von Balser. 3/2 human soldier for 4. When it enters, choose 1. Each player sacrifices a creature token of their choice. Hello. I have a visitor. This is my cat Leia. Hey, sweetie. What are you doing? Or are you just trying to get my attention so that I'll feed you? She's most likely trying to get my attention. Oh, is she gonna lay down? You gonna lay down, or are you just gonna stand there? Hi. Okay. What was I? Oh yeah. So each player sacrifices a creature token of their choice, or a non-creature token of their choice, or an enchantment of their choice. And she's gone. Okay, we got a Dinch. Dinch. If I butcher these names, I apologize profusely. 0/3 human monk for 3. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Zell gets +1/+0 for each land you control. At the beginning of your end step, return a land you control to its owner's hand. Oh, we got lightning. I think I pulled a lightning. So that's pretty cool. Get another one. Lightning Army of 1, 3/2 human soldier for 3. First strike, trample, lifelink. When lightning deals combat damage to a player, until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to that player or a permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. Speaking of cats, Grahatia foil. Foil Island, and art card for Kina. There's so many cards in this set, and I love it. I love a set that has a wide variety of cards in it. Namazu Trader, Precious Wanderings, Kikurin Merchant, Slash of Light, Red Mage's Rapier, Black Mage's Rod, World Map. Pay 1, tap, sacrifice it, search your library for basic land, put in your hand in the shuffle, or pay 3 to sacrifice it to search for a land card. Pretty nice. Fire Magic. Tiered options. Fire deals 1 damage to each creature, Fyra deals 2 damage to each creature, or Firaga deals 3 damage. Hey, look, we got a regular Snowvilliers that go with our borderless foil. A Vivi? Oh, Vivi on the artwork. Yeah. I I actually pulled a Vivi during the draft on Friday, and my friend actually pulled a foil Vivi. Oh, we made out pretty good uh earlier this week. Yeah, we're pretty damn lucky. Rydia, Summoner of Mist. 1/2 human shaman for 2. When a land you control enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw. Pay X and tap. Return target saga with mana value X from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. It gets haste until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Ooh. We have Astrologian's Planessphere. 2 mana equipment. Equipped creature is a wizard in addition to its other types and has whenever you cast a non-creature spell and whenever you draw your 3rd card each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature and equipped for 2. This is a pretty good card, not gonna lie. Oh, oh. Oh, my friend is probably gonna fight me for this. He's building this commander, and this is the showcase for it. Kuja Genome Sorcerer. 3/4 human mutant wizard for 4. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard token wizard creature token. Then if you control 4 or more wizards, transform Kuja. Eh. Turns into Trance Kuja, Fate Defied. 4/6 Avatar Wizard. If a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. He's probably going to fight me over this one. Alright, and then our foil is the 4th of the 5 side quests. Side quest, Raise a Chocobo. When it enters, create a 2/2 green bird. At the beginning of your first main phase, if you control 4 or more birds, transform this enchantment. It becomes a black chocobo. 2/2 bird. When this permanent transforms into black chocobo, search your library for a land card, put it on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. And then gives all of your birds +1/+0 until end of turn for a landfall trigger. Another Baron. And we have a signed artwork for Kefka Court Mage. Now, I've heard, particularly for these alternate arts, that if you have the gold signed art cards, these are actually going for a fair amount of money. Like some of them are going for like $13 or more apparently. So I'll have to double check afterwards. But which is weird because like I've never thought to sell any of my art cards. Yeah, because it's Final Fantasy and the artwork is just so good. People are actually willing to pay real money, not like quarters or pennies or anything, but like actual money to get these, and specifically the gold signatured versions of the art cards. So I would definitely say if you manage to pull some art cards, hang on to them. They might actually be worth stuff. Alrighty, next pack here, we've got Town Greeter. 1/1 human citizen for 2. When this creature enters, mill 4 cards. You may put a land card from one of them into your hand. If you put a town card in your hand this way, gain 2 life. Yeah, I can see it being listed on eBay for 20. I imagine it's probably like Cloud or Sephiroth or one of those guys. Those are probably the ones that draw in the big bucks. We have another Ice Magic, Dwarven Castle Guard, another Thunder Magic, Resentful Relation, Vincent's Limit Break. Ooh, Barnabas Tharmer, which is Karun Ludovic's Opus. 4/4 zombie horror for 5. Blind haste. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card and has partner. It's pretty cool. I've got a. I've other than Wall of Omens from like opening just up a bunch of pre-release kits and draft and all that. I don't think I've pulled a double of a Through the Ages card so far, which is very good for me. All right, Sleep Magic. 1 mana, aura, enchant creature, tap enchant creature, doesn't untap during its control's untap step, and when enchanted creature is dealt damage, sacrifice this aura. Sorceress's Scheme. 4 mana sorcery, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard, or exile a card with flashback you own to your hand and add red mana, and then flashback for 5. Another Cactuar, another Chocobo. Oop. Jidur Aristocratic Capital. So this is one of a 5 land cycle of rare towns that have adventures on them. So the land part, they all enter tapped, and they all tap for one of their respective colors. Jidur's sorcery adventure is Overture for 6 mana. Target opponent mills half of their library rounded down. Disgusting. Foil Rufus Shinra, Insomnia Crown City, the Orzhov Townland, and he has an Angelo and Darkstar double-sided token. Darkstar looks... I've pulled one of these tokens, and I haven't really looked at it closely. I thought that this was his tail, like coming off of his tailbone. No, his tail is right here. This is just something else. Jesus. Angelo is adorable, though. Like, look at that dog. That's a good dog. Can I pet that dog? Alright, next up we have Summon Choco Mog, Item Shopkeep, Malboro, Bard's Bow, Stuck in Summoner Sanctum, You're Not Alone, Magic Pot, 1/4 Goblin Construct for 3. When this creature dies, create a treasure token, pay 2, tap, exile target card from a graveyard. Colosseum Behemoth. 7/7 Beast for 7. Trample. When it enters, choose 1. Destroy an artifact or enchantment, or draw a card. Again, Colossal Dreadmon did not need to be power crept that much. Giot, King of the Dwarves. 1/1 Dwarf Noble for 2. Double strike. Whenever Giot or another dwarf you control enters, and whenever an equipment you control enters, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Swallowed by Leviathan. Side quest, catch a fish. Ooh, the Wandering Minstrel. 1/3 human bard for blue. Lands you control enter untapped, which is important for towns. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more towns, create a 2/2 elemental creature token that's all colors. And you could pay Wooburg and 3 for a total of 8 mana. Other creatures you control get +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of towns you control. I believe with all of the towns that they added in to this set, there is a total of 23 towns, 23 unique towns. So you could pay 8 to give all of your creatures +23/+23. It's pretty silly. Foil is Fate of the Suncrist. We got an island and a hero. And here's our first Moogle token, the 1/2 with lifelink that the Mass Protection spell creates. Alright, next pack here. We've got Red Mage's Rapier, Black Mage's Rod, Airship Crash, Retrieve the Esper, Fate of the Suncrist, Vane's Treachery, Adventurer's Inn, The Prima Vista, 5/3 legendary artifact vehicle for 5. Has flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, if at least 4 mana was spent to cast it, Prima Vista becomes an artifact creature until end of turn. Otherwise, it has crew 2. Another Queen Brawn. Cloud of Darkness. 3/3 avatar for 5. Has flying. When Cloud of Darkness enters, target creature and opponent controls gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Why did I put Queen Brawn here? I'm messing up my stacks. Oh no. Cloud of Darkness. Another Ultimecia. Oh, we got a borderless treatment for the green adventure town. Xanarkand, Ancient Metropolis. Lasting Faith, 4 green. Create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on it for each land you control. That's pretty. Foil Haste Magic, Swamp, and Hero Robot Warrior. I feel like we are getting at the point in my stream where I've opened enough of the commons and uncommons that I can just blaze through most of the packs, and I only need to stop and read like the rares and mythics that I get. So hopefully this will wrap up somewhat soon here. All right, Cornered by Black Mage. I mean, I still got like half of this box to go. It's just that's usually the point where by then I've seen most of the commons and uncommons, so I can blaze through the rest of the cards here. So we got Cornered by Black Mages, Go Boo Gardener. Gosh, I said it so many times. I should just be rolling off a ton at this point. Scorpion Sentinel, Coral, Call the Mountain Chocobo, Q-Trub, Magic Pot, Summon Esper Ramu, 3/3 Saga Wizard for 4. Chapter 1, this creature deals damage equal to the number of non-creature, non-land cards in your graveyard to target creature and opponent controls. In chapters 2 and 3, wizards you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Elixir. 1 mana artifact enters tapped. Pay 5, tap, exile this artifact. Shuffle all non-land cards from your graveyard and your library. You gain life equal to the number of cards shuffled into your library this way. Clash of the Icons. 1 green mana, sorcery, choose 1 or more. Target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. Remove a lore counter from target saga you control. Put a lore counter on target saga you control. So this is in good combination with the Selesnya legendary creature that I read earlier, where when she attacks, you can remove 1 lore counter off of however many of your sagas you want, and then she gets +1/+1 for each of those lore counters you removed. Clash of Icons also works to help you recycle through a lot of those chapter abilities. We have a showcase for Summon Ifrit. And we have Matoya Archon Elder. 1/4 human warlock for 3. Whenever you scry or surveil, draw a card. I want to get another. I need at least one more copy of this card, so that way I can find a spot for it in my River Song deck. Because the River Song deck wants people to surveil and scry. Well, particularly my opponents, because then she'll punish them for it. But there are effects that let everybody scry or surveil. So I want to put it in there so I can get extra card draw. Foil card is Laughing Mad. 2 in a red for an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, discard a card, draw 2 cards, and flashback for 4. It's Thrill of Possibility with a flashback. We have a swamp and a hero treasure token. Alright. We have Malboro, Bard's Bow, Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum, You're Not Alone, Light of Judgment, Bane's Treachery, Syncopate, Unexpected Request. 3 mana sorcery, gain control of target creature until end of turn, untap that creature. It gains haste until end of turn. You may attach an equipment you control to that creature. If you do, unattach it at the beginning of the next end step. I love. Obviously, this is a reference to the artwork here. I shall hereby do my best to kidnap you. Flavor text is some of my favorite parts of Magic the Gathering cards. I don't think they get enough appreciation. Travel the Overworld. Oron's Inspiration. Overkill. 3 mana instant. Target creature gets -0, -9,999 until end of turn. It was a good kidnapping. Ooh. Who are you? Venet, Heart of Hydalian? Really hope I said that correctly. 3/3 Elder Wizard for 3. Whenever you cast a legendary spell, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. 7 mana, tap, exile target non-land permanent, transform Venat, activate only the sorcery. Ooh. Hadalin the Mother Crystal. 4/4 Indestructible God. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on another target creature you control until your next turn. It gains indestructible. If that creature is legendary, draw a card. I think I just found a new include for my Joda the Unifier deck. Hot damn. We have a foil Coral Sword, Gone, and a Hero Knight token. I think this is my first Knight. Yeah, it's my first Knight token. The Knights look pretty good. Alrighty. Airship Crash. Retrieve the Esper. Fate of the Suncrist. Mysidian Elder. Heck dies. Here. Sahagin. Monk's Fist. Oh, there's my second copy of Squall Lionheart. So now I've got copies of Wall of Omens and Diantha. Summon Fenrir. 3/2 Wolf Saga for 3. Chapter 1. Search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. Chapter 2. When you next cast a creature spell this turn, that creature enters with additional +1/+1 counter on it. Chapter 3. Draw a card if you control the creature with the greatest power or tied for the greatest power. It's pretty nice. All Bad Salvagers. Keistis Trap. I did play this card in the pre-release, so I did have to ask how to pronounce it, so I'm pretty sure I got it correct. Keistis Trap. I know I got the Keistis part down. When Keistis enters, you may cast target instant or sorcery from a graveyard, and mana of any type can be spent to cast that spell. If that spell would be put into a graveyard, exile it instead. And we got a showcase for Kane Traitorous Dragoon. 2/4 Human Knight for 3. During your turn, Kane has flying. There's a fair number of cards in this set that say on your turn this creature has flying. Whenever Kane deals combat damage to a player, that player gains control of Kane. If they do, you draw that many cards, create that many tapped treasure tokens, and then lose that much life. We have a foil Zidane. We have a second Wastes. Hey, let's go. And then art card for Shantoto. A lot of creatures can fly, I guess. Well, yeah, because Kane had jump, Freya had jump. There was an equipment that turns something into a knight and gives it flying on your turn. It's like Samurai Jack. You can fly? Nope. Jump good. Alrighty. Blitzball Shot, Combat Tutorial, Paladin's Arms, Sabatender, Undercity Dire Rat, World Map, Hilgigus, Garnet, Princess of Alexandria. This is the one that I was saying works good for the Clash of the Icons card. The Dragoon will have jump. Yeah, that makes sense. Another Relentless, Samurai's Katana, Garland, Knight of Cornelia. 3/2 Human Knight for 2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Surveil 1, then pay 3 black, black, red, red. Return this card from your graveyard to the battlefield transformed as a sorcery. Your friend wants Garland? Yeah, Garland looks like a pretty good card. Chaos the Endless, 5/5 Demon. Flying, when Chaos dies, put it on the bottom of its owner's library. So if you have Garland as your commander, you gotta find a way to... I mean, obviously you want it into your graveyard as soon as possible. I don't know if you would want Garland as your commander, or if you just want to, like, mill Garland. Oh, I wasn't looking! Oh, that is Sephiroth! That is Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. Sephiroth! Now we need the emblem. I need to find the emblem. So yeah. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. Find the emblem. I hope I can. Okay. Sephiroth, Fabled Soldier. 3/3 Human Avatar Soldier for 3. Whenever Sephiroth enters or attacks, you may sacrifice another creature. If you do, draw a card. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. If this is the 4th time this ability has resolved this turn, transform Sephiroth. Sephiroth, One-Winged Angel. 5/5 Angel Nightmare Avatar with flying. As this creature transforms into Sephiroth, One-Winged Angel, you get an emblem with whenever a creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Whenever Sephiroth attacks, you may sacrifice any number of other creatures. If you do, draw that many cards. Jesus Christ. We have a foil Vector Vincent's Limit Break. We have Vector Imperial Capital. And art card for Rex 13 Proud Warrior. I know my Roman numerals. I still got some packs to go, but I am going to step away for a quick moment here. I will be right back. All right, I have returned. All right, let's get back into this. I'm actually going to try something real quick here with my volume.
Okay. I just realized I wasn't sure if I had muted the microphone off of my laptop or if I muted the one from my headset here. So if it now sounds like I'm speaking into my headset rather than speaking to the laptop microphone, please let me know. All right. We have Light of Judgment, Sephiroth's Intervention, Gigantoad. Sounds fine? Okay, good. Rook Turret, Aerith Rescue Mission, White Orosite, Lunatic Pandora, Coral Sword, Boys in the Waters, Judge Magister Grabenth. And we've got the final side quest card. We have Side Quest Card Collection. When this enchantment enters, draw 3 cards, then discard 2. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 8 or more cards in your graveyard, transform this enchantment and it turns into a magic card. Yo dog, I heard you like magic cards, so we put a magic card on your magic card. It's a 4/4 vehicle with flying and crew 1. Hilarious. We have a second Sephir Almsey, a foil town greeter, a forest. Hey, we found it. We found the Sephiroth one-winged angel emblem. And then the backside is a robot warrior. Pack here we have Mysidian Elder, Heck Dies, Summon Fat Chocobo, Sage's Noliths, Weapons Vendor, Syncopate. Ooh! Tidus Xanarkand Faith. This is Thrasios Triton Hero. 1/3 Merfolk Wizard for 2. Pay 4, scry 1, then reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land, put it on the battlefield tap, otherwise draw a card. And it has partner. The Gold Saucer, Evil Reawakened. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Got a Delivery Moogle. Starting Town. This is a good one. This land enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. Taps for colorless, and you can tap, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Ooh, From Father to Son. Search your library for a vehicle card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. If the spell was cast from a graveyard, put that card onto the battlefield instead, and then shuffle. It's a 2-mana sorcery with Flashback 7. Flashback 7 is a lot. Foil Sephiroth's Intervention, Azorius Town, Hero Frog. Look at that cute little frog. Alright, let's see. I have 9 packs left in the booster box, and then we've got the collector pack, and then that will be the end of the stream. Alrighty, Commune with Beavers, Ice Flan, Summon Chocomog, Iron Shopkeep. The collector pack too? Yep, I've got a collector. Oh, dropped it. I got 1 collector pack. I did not want to try and buy a whole box. I've only bought a collector box 1 time, and that was when Lord of the Rings came out, because I wanted to say I gave an honest effort to look for the 1-of-1 ring. And I also made a deal with my girlfriend that any doubles from that box that I opened up, I would trade back into the store for store credit. Alright, Item Shopkeep, Warrior Sword, White Mage's Staff, Lunatic Pandora. Oh, this is my third Wall of Omens. The Imperial City of Arcades. 0 for a wall for 2. When it enters, draw a card. Sandworm. 5/4 haste. When this creature enters, destroy target land. Its controller may search the library for a basic land target, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Another Primal Garuda summon. Diamond Weapon. 9 mana, elemental, 8/8. Costs 1 less to cast for each permanent card in your graveyard. It has reach, and prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to Diamond Weapon. So this is just a brick house of a card here. Hey, we got the regular art frame for Noctis Prince of Lucius. Fun, fun. We got a foil Omega, Mountain, Hero, Bird token. So now we've pulled both of our extended art foil cards as regular cards. Okay, Sephiroth's Intervention, Gigantode, Rook Turret, Aerith Rescue Mission, Blazing Bomb, Blitzball, Iron Giant. Oh, we got Finn the Fangbearer. I think I also have a copy of this already, so this is a double here. 1/3 Human Warrior for 2. Death Touch. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals combat damage to a player, that player gets 2 poison counters. Right? It's a shield buff? Another Self-Destruct. That's really good. I need as many of those as I can get. Another Phoenix down. This is a card that I'm excited to put into a deck. Because I have a Runo Stromkirk deck, which is all about sea monsters, which this cares about. Summon Leviathan. 6/6 Saga Leviathan for 6 with Ward 2. Chapter 1. Return each creature that isn't a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent to its owner's hand. And then Chapter 2 and 3. Until end of turn, whenever a Kraken, Leviathan, Merfolk, Octopus, or Serpent attacks, draw a card. Foil Malboro. Foil Orzhov Town. And art card for Y'shtola Knights Blessed. I believe that's from the Commander deck. Alright, Summon Fat Chocobo, Sage's Noliths, Weapons Vendor, Haste Magic, Shinra Reinforcements, Grand Pulse Oko, Instant Ramen, Eject, 4 mana, instant, can't be countered, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, and draw a card. Esperamu, Zac Flair, 0/1 Human Soldier for 1, Zac Flair enters with a +1/+1 counter on it. 1 mana, sacrifice Zac Flair. Target creature you control gains indestructible until end of turn. Put Zac Flair's counters onto that creature and attach an equipment that was attached to Zac Flair to that creature. Play Blitzball. Oh, we got Zodiark, Umbral God. 5/5 God for 5 black, indestructible. When Zodiark enters, each player sacrifices half their non-god creatures they control of their choice, rounded down. Whenever a player sacrifices another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Zodiark. That's a nice board state you got there. What if you had to get rid of half of it? Foil Unexpected Request, Gongaga, Bird, and Wizard token. Oh no, I'm dropping packs all over the place. Oh no. Okay. Alright, I think we got it. I think we salvaged it. Here we go. Alrighty. Chocobo Kick, Dreams of Laguna, Magic Tech Infantry, Warrior Sword, cornered by Black Mages, Crossroads Village, Monk's Fist, Restoration Magic, Tidus, Phantom Train, Reign of the Luci. 4 mana legendary artifact. Taps for 2 colorless. Pay 2. Tap, pay 1 life. Tap target non-land permanent. Ooh. I was wondering if I was going to pull any of the crystals. So we got the water crystal. 4 mana legendary artifact. Blue spells cost 1 less. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill that many plus 4 instead. 6 mana, tap. Each opponent mills cards equal to the number of cards in your hand. Foil Magic Pot, Foil Windurst, and a Hero Treasure Token. Okay. Blazing Bomb. Fight On. Geisel Greens. Magic Damper. Cloudbound Moogle. 2/3 Moogle for 5. Flying. When this creature enters, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And it has Plane Cycling for 2. With that, I believe we've seen all the cycling cards. All the land cycling cards. Crossroads Village, Laughing Mad, Stolen Uniform. We saw the showcase for it, but here's the regular art right now. Opera Love Song, Poo Poo UFO, 0/4 Construct Alien for 2, has flying. Tap, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Pay 3 mana. Until end of turn, this creature's base power becomes equal to the number of towns you control. We got another Fang. Ooh. I already saw what our foil is, so that's going to be good. But Nibelheim the Flame. 4 mana sorcery. Choose target creature you control. It deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. If this spell was cast from your graveyard, discard your hand and draw 4, and has flashback 7. And then, yeah, our foil is a Realm Reborn, so that's pretty good. Insomnia, Hero Treasure Token. Alright. 4 more packs, including this one. In our box. And then we open up the collector booster. We've got Haste Magic, Shinra Reinforcements, Town Greeter, Ice Magic, Dwarven Castle Guard, Vincent's Limit Break, Iron Giant, Lock Coal, 2/3 Human Rogue for 3, Death Touch Lifelink. Whenever Lock Coal deals combat damage to a player, draw a card, then discard a card. Eden, Seat of the Sanctum. I swear I can read. Tap for colorless, pay 5, tap, mill 2 cards, then you may sacrifice this land. When you do, return another target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Barrett Wallace, 4/4 Human Rebel for 4 with reach. When Barrett Wallace attacks, it deals damage equal to the number of equipped creatures you control to the defending player. Summon Anima. Absolute Virtue. My friend and I are so sick of seeing this card. It's an 8 mana avatar. It's an 8/8 Avatar Warrior for 8. The spell can't be countered, has flying. You have protection from each of your opponents. It's a really good card. It's so expensive to cast, you're almost always going to try and reanimate it. Foil Cloudbound Moogle, mounted, and art card for Sephiroth. Now, if this was signed, I could easily see this being a $20 art card. Come on. Open, please. Alrighty. Resentful Revelation, Chocobo Kick, Dreams of Laguna, Paladin Arms, Sabotender, Crossroads Village, Laughing Mad, Magitech Armor, 4/4 vehicle for 4. When this vehicle enters, create a 1/1 colorless hero, and then crew 1. This is such a silly card. I really enjoy it. Random Encounter. Shuffle your library. Then mill 4 cards. Put each creature card milled this way onto the battlefield. They gain haste. At the beginning of the next end step, return those creatures to their owner's hand. It costs 6 mana and has flashback for 8. It's so silly. Valkyrie Aerial Units. 5/4 construct for 7. Has affinity for artifacts. It has flying, and when it enters, you surveil 2. Mechanist Arsenal. This one. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 for each artifact you control and is an artificer in addition to its other types. Oh, double rail, because we got Cecil. Cecil Dark Knight. 2/3 human knight for 1 with Death Touch. Whenever Cecil deals damage, you lose that much life. Then if your life total is less than or equal to half your starting life total, untap Cecil and transform it. Becomes Cecil Redeemed Paladin. 4/4 human knight with lifelink. Whenever Cecil attacks, other attacking creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. I want to see if I can make room for this in my knight deck that I want to build. Foil White Mage's Staff. Farplane Galaxy Gateway, the Simic one. Oh, yeah, stamp, signed stamp, gold signatured Together Forever art card. Beatrix deck is basically a Knight Soldier deck. Yeah, that makes sense. It makes sense that it's like that. A lot of Knights and Soldiers, I feel like, have good equipment synergies. Alright, second to last pack of the Play Booster Box. Alright, we have Fight On, Gishal Greens. I don't know how to say that. Magic Damper, Cloudbound Moogle, Summon GF Ifrit, Adventurers Inn. Ooh, we have Hugo Kupka, Bruce Tarl, Boorish Herder. 3/3 human ally for 4. Whenever Hugo Kupka enters or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink until end of turn. His partner. Prompto Argentum, Gullus Final Act. Il Meg Pixie. 2/1 fairy for 2. Flying. Whenever this creature attacks, surveil 1. Ooh, we got a cool showcase art for Summon Shiva. 4/5 Elemental Saga for 5. Chapters 1 and 2, tap target creature and opponent controls, put a stun counter on it. Chapter 3, draw a card for each tapped creature your opponents control. Oh hey, look, we got the regular Kane. Foil, Ether, Swamp, and Hero Wizard. Alrighty, last pack of the Play Booster Box. And then we're moving right on into the Collector Pack. I am so excited to see what I could possibly get out of that. Alright. We have Town Greeter, Ice Magic, Dwarven Castle Guard, Thunder Magic, Resentful Revelation, Magic Pot. Aww. A Promise Fulfilled, Light Up the Stage, 2 in a red, sorcery, Spectacle for red, which Spectacle is if an opponent was dealt damage this turn, you can pay the Spectacle cost. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. Until the end of your next turn, you may play those cards. I like that artwork. That's pretty. Gladiolus. View. Chocobo Racetrack. 5 mana artifact. Landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, you make a bird token. Battle menu. Another Vanille. Sin. Spira's Punishment. 7/7 Leviathan Avatar for 7. Has flying. Whenever Sin enters or attacks, exile a permanent card from your graveyard at random. Then create a tapped token that's a copy of that card. If the exile card is a land card, repeat this process. Sin is pretty fun. Foil cargo ship, planes, and a hero treasure token. Alrighty. Last pack. the collector booster. Now, if I know my collector booster trends that have been happening the past few years, they're going to have all the good stuff right in the front, and I want to save the good stuff for last. Yep, the token in the front means that right back here is going to be all the cool, good stuff. I don't want to know what any of it is. So we are going to just pull cards from the back. Alright, here we go. First card we have is a foil Cloudbound Moogle. Then we have a Chocobo Kick, also foil. Foil Retrieve the Esper. Foil Summon Shiva, the regular artwork. Foil Galoof's Final Act. Foil Reign of the Lucci. Extended Art Riona Heartily. Here. Foil Showcase Summon Anima. Foil Plains. Foil Van Von. Dancer's Chakrams. This is from the Commander set. Equipped creature gets +2/+2, has lifelink, and other commanders you control get +2/+2 and have lifelink, and is a performer in addition to its other types. That's pretty fun. I like that. Alright, what's next? We've got Extended Art Choco. Choco, Seeker of Paradise. 3/5 bird for 4. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand, then put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped, and the rest into your graveyard. Landfall, whenever a land you control enters, Choco gets +1/+0 until end of turn. So I did brew this deck, and easily the biggest challenge with that is that you run through your deck so quickly. Like, I was testing it out, and like by turn 8, I was swinging with 11 birds, so I was looking at the top 11 and thinning out my deck super quickly. Alright, so after Choco, the next card is... Hey! It's the art card that I looked at earlier. Foil Showcase. I'm assuming this is... I don't know if this is a showcase or not, but it is a foil Summon Good King Moog 12. 4/4 Flying Lifelink Saga Moogle for 5. Let's see, Chapter 1, create 2/1/2 white Moogle creature tokens with lifelink. Chapters 2 and 3, whenever you cast a non-creature spell this turn, create a create a token that's a copy of a non-saga token you control. Chapter 4, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each other Moogle you control. That is really fun. I like that a lot. Okay, I've got 3 more cards, including the token, I believe. So let's see what the next one is. It is... Ooh, Foil Laboratory Maniac. Vanadale Adventurers. 2/2 Human Wizard for 3. If you would draw a card while your library has no cards in it, you win the game instead. Alright, last regular card here. And it is... Showcase Vincent Valentine. And then the backside, ooh, Galleon Beast looks really cool. And then, yes, we have a foil hero and elemental. Ooh, this is the elemental that Wandering Minstrel makes. That's pretty neat. Alrighty, I have been streaming for almost 2.5 hours. I've opened up a lot of Final Fantasy products, and I've got a lot of sorting to do for all of this. So, yeah, that is my live stream for opening up Magic the Gathering X Final Fantasy. Overall, I would say this is a pretty good... I got some pretty good cards. I got Sephiroth. I also managed to get the art card, not the art card, the emblem for Sephiroth. Didn't see Bahamut. I was really hoping to see Summon Bahamut. It is a mythic. It is a mythic rare, so it makes sense that that one would be hard to find. But I did see plenty of other mythics. Didn't get another Vivi, but that's okay because I got a Vivi. Only got one Sid. I'm just realizing. Other than the one that I placed there for like the knowing where to put my stuff. Yeah, I only got one Sid out of that entire box. So finding all of these Sids to build this deck, aside from like buying singles, is going to be very challenging. I see. Like the rest of the time, we're drafting Final Fantasy before it goes into Edge of Eternities. Any Sid that I find, no matter what color I'm playing, I'm just going to pull Sid. But yeah. Lots of great cards, lots of cards that I think would, that, so many characters that I have no idea who they are, because I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy, but this is slowly kind of turning me on to Final Fantasy. Like I said, I kind of want to start playing the video game, so I don't know if I need to go to like Final Fantasy 1 and start playing them all the way through that. I know like the stories don't like intersect with each other for the most part. What's the no for? Start with 6 or 7? Okay, yeah, that was my thought. Like, I either start with one and just go through all of them, or like I find the one that like people recommend to start with, and then start with that. So yeah, Final Fantasy 1. Yeah, that's the older games are especially well. That's actually the main reason why I never got into Legend of Zelda. Actually, is because I only had a couple of either Game Boy or Game Boy Color games, and it was just so difficult for me to understand what I was doing that I was just like, you know what, I don't really like Zelda. Which is so unfair because there's a lot of Zelda games that are very different, so I know that there's one that I would actually like, but just the off-putting experience of trying to play that older Zelda, I don't even remember which Zelda it was. I just know it was Game Boy Color era, Game Boy Color era. But yeah, if I start playing Final Fantasy, it'll probably be 6 or 7 then. I just need to figure out which consoles that is on, and if I have it, then I can play it. And if I not, I'll see if I can find one. But yeah, with that being said, thank you for sticking with me through this. And again, apologies if you were watching that first hour and I had 2 mics going at once, so I was doing a bunch of echoing. Most are multi-platform at this point. That's good, because I just bought a Switch 2 and I don't want to have to buy another console this soon. It happens sometimes, yeah. Like I said, this is also the first time I'm using these headphones with the microphone. So, that probably Steam has a lot of the Final Fantasy games. Well, that's good, because I do have Steam on my laptop. One of my goals for if I'm going to be continuing to do this, like, in my free time / wildest fantasies, if I ever could turn this into a job, I do want to build my own gaming PC, because right now I've just got a new laptop. It runs very well, but I don't know. I've never tried to stream games off of it. The only streaming I've done off of Twitch is just this, and then I've featured on other people's live streams when they play Commander. But yeah, so yeah, I'll have to figure out how to stream with video games, and also try and edit my Twitch page, just try and like make it fun. I know a lot of people have like cool borders for their page, and then they have a bunch of buttons to do transitions and stuff. I'm still very new at this, so I do want to learn that stuff. But these are good baby steps. It's just me, a couple cameras, opening up cards, and talking about something that I'm really passionate about. So yeah, if you need help, some things, awesome. Give me a follow. I'm not sure how DMs work on Twitch, but yeah, if you ever want to send me a message, just let me know, and I'll definitely be looking out for you. I am getting some help from one of my IRL friends, they're sending me a copy of Sony Vegas so I can do some editing on my own to do like YouTube videos and stuff. Don't stream much these days. That's fine. I've only done a few streams off of Twitch myself, and it's all been opening Magic. I do kind of want to just like do. I need to sort through a bunch of my Magic cards. I got piles all over the place. So I need to go through all my stuff and see what I have. So I might just do a stream where I'm just sorting Magic cards and talking to people. So yeah, I do need to stream more if I'm gonna pursue this as a hobby / potential career. But yeah. So anyway, it's just about 10 o'clock where I'm at. I need to get some food in my stomach. I need to sort through cards. I actually need to order cards, the rest of the cards that I need for my new standard deck, so I can start playing it IRL. So yeah, I'll do that. Thank you very much for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good night. Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.